ready. Final sea day. And pretty much everything's packed. Everything. She does the packing. Or I just try to stay out of the way and do the heavy stuff. But anyway, because she complains when I pack. So with her, it's like a scientific thing. So usually I do a cruise review like 2 or 3 weeks after the fact. Because I'll put out all these videos, and it usually takes me a week or 2, sometimes 3 weeks to do these videos. It just depends on how much content there is and how busy I am. But we figured what better way to do a cruise review than while we're still on a cruise, like on the end of the cruise. So that's what you're getting right here. Carnival Glory. Now this was Mardi Gras cruise. Now we did not book this cruise until after the fact. We knew it was Mardi Gras. As a matter of fact, I didn't know it was Mardi Gras until like a month ago. We booked this thing like 6 months ago. So I'm not a big Mardi Gras fan. My wife and I were not really into that, so don't be I'm not trying to I'm just not into it, right? I'm not trying to insult you if you are into Mardi Gras, but we're not into it. So yeah, there's the Mardi Gras situation, which was comical to us because, again, we're not into Mardi Gras. We're just not into it. So it was a bit comical. The Carnival Glory, the ship. Least favorite out of the cruise ships that I've been on. But I knew that going in. We've been on this ship before. It's boring, it's bland, there ain't nothing to it. It's just something about it. It doesn't have the restaurants that others do. But like the Carnival Dream is like our favorite. But it doesn't have all the restaurants that like the Vista has. There's just something about the Dream that makes, there's something about the Dream that's special. This one, I mean, that's the reason why you don't really see too much content on this. It's one thing, it's an awkward ship. You know, the lounge that they have the comedy shows in, it's very awkward. The seating is awkward. It's just weird. It's not very inviting. We went to one show. It was a good show, good comedian, but it's not one of those things I want to go back to. And I think it has a lot to do with the lounge that it's in, because when we were on the Dream this last summer, I saw multiple shows in there. It's just it's a good feeling to it, right? So yeah. Again, it was Mardi Gras, so boarding the ship was actually getting into the terminal. It was a little bit more stressful than previous cruises that we've been on out of New Orleans. But once we finally got parked, it was a lot better. But just getting to the parking garage, that was a headache, and we left early too. That's the thing. We got to the port earlier than what we usually do, but everyone else had that same thing in mind. So, but we did it. We got on there and all that kind of stuff. So really my only rant, I would have to say, because I don't really have a rant about the ship. Like, we've been on the ship before, is what it is. You kind of know what to expect. We didn't really come here or get on the ship other than just to live that cruise life. And you get that cruise life on the ship. I will say that our food was decent. Wasn't just this amazing, but it was still decent. Our room steward was amazing. Our room was a good room. I did a room tour on it on this channel. If you haven't seen it, go look it up. And it's been a good room. Like the room. But this is where I probably will disappoint a lot of people. But don't be disappointed in me. Be disappointed in yourself. The crowd that cruises out of New Orleans, if you call New Orleans your home port, and this is the only place you cruise out of and all that kind of stuff, I would be ashamed. I would, because some of the kids, yes, the kids, but you have kids that don't act right out of all ports. But adults acting like kids, adults that don't have any manners, adults that don't know how to act in public, you know, like holding your language, like, you know, like just throwing your food out onto the stairwells, hogging the stairwell, just sitting in the stairwell, just sitting on it, just hogging the whole stairwell, because we use the stairwells like all the time. We use more stairs than we do elevators, but people just standing in them, kids, adults, and again, people that just don't respect each other's spaces. Now, fortunate enough, we have good neighbors on our, you know, right here. You know, this is a good neighbor, they're good neighbors. But the thing about it, just disappointing, is a lot of the crowd that cruises out of New Orleans, and this is nothing new. This is nothing new, and it wasn't just a Mardi Gras crowd. It was just after Mardi Gras. As a matter of fact, I think after Fat Tuesday, I think a lot of the behavior of the adults have actually gotten worse. And it wasn't the whole Mardi Gras crowd, even though the Mardi Gras crowd was rowdy, but you kind of come to expect that. Again, our bad. And I know that Carnival said that they were going to be hunkering down on a lot of things, because they had a lot of fights and stuff like that, and a lot of people complaining about people, you know, disrespecting, you know, each other's spaces and whatnot. And I didn't see that Carnival made any changes on this ship. You know, I just think with the kids, again, kids is a bad thing, and that is cruise wide, cruise industry wide, I think. Parents, if you have kids, teach them manners. Yeah, allow them to go do their own thing. Like when we brought our kids, we allowed them to do their own thing, but our kids, they're polite. Our kids are polite. These kids running around cussing and bumping into adults without saying excuse me, I'm sorry, or anything like that. Just listen, kids will be kids. But oh my gosh, just throwing the food out on the floor. I saw something on Facebook today where, like, they had to drain the pool because one of the kids took a dump in it. There was like food on, and like one of the little hot tubs on the bottom of the hot tubs there on the Lido. I just don't understand how people can get away with acting so, I don't know, like an animal. Anyway, that's really my only complaint is the people. The people out of New Orleans, and we cruise out of Galveston, and yes, they have bad apples over there, but this is a bad tree out of New Orleans. This is probably the last time we'll cruise out of New Orleans because of the people, not the port. The port's fine. The port is a nice port, and it's easy to get in and out of. But this whole business of not acting your age and acting like an animal, I don't know. I think if you call Port of New Orleans your home port, you ought to be ashamed of some of the people that cruise out of here. Not all, but good job. That being said, last sea day, we're going to go and eat a little bit of dinner, and usually we do a dinner in the main dining room on the last day, but not this time. Go catch a show, and we're already packed, so maybe I'll go watch us come into the Mississippi River later on tonight. That's always neat. But we're still out in the Gulf, and we'll see oil rigs out here and all that kind of stuff, and the sun's going down. So that being said, I appreciate you guys watching these videos, and we'll holler at you guys again because we got more cruises this year for sure. 73.